much for retirement. Stephen Mandel back in the spotlight, and he's Alberta's new health minister. And Minister Mandel joining us this morning. Thanks for taking the time.
Always a pleasure to be here.
I remember sitting here about a year ago, and you were pretty content, looking forward to some downtime with family and looking forward to putting your feet up and keeping busy doing whatever you were planning to do. And then all of a sudden you reappear in a pretty high-profile portfolio. Why come back?
I don't know. Just thought it was the right thing to do. And to be part of his team is very exciting. And I hope that we can do the kind of things in health that need to be done to put him in a better operating state.
You've no doubt probably heard about the critics talking about they have somebody who's unelected and being thrown into a $1 billion portfolio.
Rob Anderson, it's $18.5 billion.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Wild Rose MLA Rob Anderson told the Edmonton Sun that you don't stick a simple novice in this massive multi-billion-dollar portfolio. It's crazy. How do you respond to somebody like that?
Well, I'm not going to respond to what people have to say. I think that the Premier has confidence that I can do the job, and I think over the next little while, people will see that there'll be changes and that will be effective and do the kind of job that Albertans see as necessary to put a more effective healthcare system, not just healthcare, but the gamut, whether it's continuing care, whether it's dealing with alcohol, drug addiction or mental health, etc. So,
Down in Olds yesterday announcing making sure that maybe people have spaces in long-term care homes rather than jamming up beds in smaller hospitals. But the question would be, we've seen the new Premier making a lot of changes off the hop. Why do we need another review in terms of rural health when I guess the government in the past has kind of known that there's an issue that we haven't been able to get a handle on it? Why spend another 90 days on this?
Well, I think it's pretty simple that we need to find out what the people want. I mean, you can always say, well, we'll go do that. But that isn't necessarily what the people want. So I think it's really important that we go talk to them and find out what the challenge they face. And then we can make the adjustments based upon what they need rather than we tell them they think they need. And that's been the problem in the past, is that we tell them what they think they need, and we need to let them know that we want to listen to what they need and then find the adjustments according to their needs, not according to our expectations.
Well, you've probably heard in the first couple of weeks of taking on this job from people who would like to see some change. What have you been hearing?
Well, there's so many different areas that have challenges. And so one area could have a challenge of their critical care, one about emergency. So it varies from community to community. And so you can't just make an overarching statement that this is what we're going to do and it's going to impact everybody the same. It's not. So we have to take a look at these communities, treat them fairly and equitably, and find ways in which we can meet their needs. And so I think 90 days is a fairly quick period of time to look at and to analyze and to come back to these communities with the kind of solutions they hope and we hope we can deliver.
Do you have your nomination papers ready for Edmonton White Mud? The deadline's 4 o'clock this afternoon.
I'm okay.
You're okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have to get them in, though. You can't be late on that,
okay.
right?
I'm okay.
Yeah. Nomination meeting October 2nd for that. It'd be good just to get that race underway and going and make sure you get into the ledge in time for the fall session.
That's the Premier's idea. I think people have made a fairly substantive deal about not being in the legislature. Well, his vision is that we need to be in the legislature, and steps will be taken so that we can make every effort to run in a riding and to hopefully successful and then be accountable to the House.
One last